What about these women that you're talking to where you're calling them fives and six? Like the last woman you were talking to is
Hold on, I'm
beautiful.
calling them. Oh, excuse me. I'm calling them what they are.
Hey, yo, what did you do today to put yourself in better place? Ooh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am well. How old are you?
Good.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
All right. What do you got for me?
I'm just curious. I hear you saying high value man, high value woman. What is what do you consider that to be?
Well, it's a long definition, but in a nutshell, what do you consider a high value man? 6 points primarily. There's an income component, roughly $120,000 a year, $10,000 a month in Dallas, Houston, Austin, Atlanta dollars. If you live in a different region, like LA or New York, you have to adjust it. You have to make that money for at least 5 years. Approaching 3 will do it. High value men is also accepted by other high value men as being a part of their group, their society. They recognize as already a part or has the potential. High value men has a network of high value men and others. High value man has his entire life is LinkedIn level. It has visibility. So he doesn't just go by the title of saying I'm an entrepreneur. It means something like I'm the head of cardiology at Hopkins. Something that people kind of know at a LinkedIn level. And lastly, this is no order of importance except for money. Money has to start there. If it doesn't exist, it can't be high value. Lastly, he's useful to others and the group. Now, this is by no means the only criteria, but it's the most universal.
So you think that having money is one of the number one factors to being a high value man?
Well, you can't be high value and homeless.
Well, I'm not saying homeless, but I mean, as a person that grew up with a father that is considered to be a high value man, that makes...
He may make a lot of money, that doesn't make him high value.
Exactly,
I just gave you 6 criteria, only one of which is money, and money has to be there. This is non-negotiable.
But what if they have all of those factors but make $70,000 annually?
Why? Is that really a hill worth dying on?
I mean,
how about this? How about this? High value has to have a dollar component, and whether you value it or not, this 6-figure thing has been around since 1983, and it was given to us by women. You're 23. Learn a little bit more before you try to come in with your opinions. This has been around. Listen. This has been around since 1983. No romance without finance. You got to have a JLB if you want to be with me. Don't want no scrubs. Women have been saying they wanted the 3 6s, 6 feet, 6 figures, 6-pack for longer than you have been on the planet. And that is, listen.
Oh, I am
That
listening.
is what women decide that they value. That's what they seem they value in men. They value a man's resource and production. But there are also other things, because you can have a lot of money and not be valuable. So to answer the question, well, what about $70,000? It's a distinction without a difference.
I have this question also. Typically, I mean, that image of a high value man making 6 figures was created in a capitalistic society.
Do you live in the West? Where do you live?
I live in Atlanta, but I grew up on the West Coast.
Okay, well, welcome to the capitalistic world. We're in the capitalistic country.
Do you personally think that could change in the future?
Not in your lifetime. I mean, okay, well, let me ask you, ma'am. Did you grow up middle class, upper middle class? What?
Upper middle class.
Would you like to have grown up in poverty?
No, I don't think anybody.
Well, would you rather switch it to go to live a life of a poor righteous teacher?
Personally, yes.
Okay, well, that's your option. See, that's the thing. That's what money affords you. You grew up upper middle class, so you can sit back and think about philosophy of this and that. But when you're hungry and grew up in the projects like I did, where you didn't eat for days, we didn't have first world problems like many people.
No, I understand.
So understand something. You have only known life through your father and your family's production. You can choose to go out and live somewhere else, but I'm going to ask you a question. What system of government is better than capitalism?
Well, what would you say about Sweden or Norway, countries that are more of a socialist country?
They're socialist as far as their politics, but they're capitalistic as far as their finance.
Yes, but their emphasis is not on, it's rather on people rather than
right.
property. Like typically in our society.
When I say it works very well, it works very well for small, extremely small places. But show me where you have that with hundreds of millions of people.
Yeah, you are right.
No.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I mean, I get that there's some people. High value is something that I didn't just look at the United States. I took across any time, any continent, and I said, where are the men who are ranked higher than other men? What were synonymous? And these things always came out. Because there's always going to be a ranking structure.
What is your definition of a high value woman then?
She's attractive and appealing. She has a comforting character. She's discerning and disciplined, liberating and loyal. She's enthusiastic and exuberant.
So none of that has to do with how much she makes, though.
Because your money matters not to us.
Yeah, I guess.
No, it doesn't. If so, then you should be able to show me women who make a lot of money who are below average looking with high value men. They're not. Women typically, a woman's currency is in her beauty, her womb, her cooperativeness, her submission. A man is in his resources, his ability to compete and produce.
Michelle Obama, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, these are all extremely...
Michelle Obama did not marry a bum. She married
yes, she was in law school. I mean...
But okay, Michelle Obama did not marry a guy on the corner. Barack was in Columbia and Harvard, ma'am.
I understand that. I'm not saying like a bum, a homeless man. I'm saying someone that makes $31,000 to $70,000 a year.
Do you know about Barack Obama and why Michelle?
Yes, he was a law student.
You know exactly, and he was the president of the Law Review, and he had political aspirations. That's why she got with him, because that was a political marriage. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, ma'am. Sure. My question is this: you live in observable reality. It seems like you have an issue with money.
Because I mean, personally, growing up with money, it can ruin people.
Well, here's what it can ruin a relationship. Here's what you can choose to do. You can choose to say, Mom and Dad, I don't want any inheritance, any insurance money. I want none of it. I'm going to give away all. Did you go to college?
Yes.
Did they pay for it?
No.
Okay. You can choose. Scholarship. Okay. You can choose to give back anything your parents have given you after 18 years old, and you can walk the earth like Kung Fu. You can go through life like Gandhi if you choose to, because you're an adult. You can make those choices. But here's one thing I will almost guarantee you. Very few of the people who grew up in your neighborhood will follow you. They like lights.
I agree with that.
Heating, air, and Whole Foods.
The reason why I'm questioning this is because
it's a first world problem, man. That's really what it is.
No, it's first world problem. Yeah, it is. I grew up. My family didn't grow up with money. As I grew up, that's when we got more money.
What do you mean your family didn't grow up with money?
My dad, he made his own money from as soon as we were all born. Like he didn't have anything, basically. That's why.
Okay, so let me ask you. He made his money for his family because he didn't grow up with it.
Yeah, he grew up with nothing, and then my mom married him when he had nothing.
But when he had nothing, he made it. Then he had a family. Did he make you guys live like he lived prior to the money?
No, because in this capitalist society.
But why didn't he do that?
Because he's been inundated by the idea of capitalism.
Listen what I'm asking.
You said, why did he do
your
that
father grew
for
up
his
with
family?
Nothing. Exactly. Your father grew up with nothing, right? And then he married your mother, and she married him when he had nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He made his money and provided for his family more than he had growing up. If nothing created your father, why didn't he give you and your siblings nothing to create somebody like him?
Because he is a man that was inundated by a capitalistic society.
Because he wanted you to have better than he did. Trust Fund Becky.
That was funny.
It's true.
Yeah,
You
I get
admire
it,
your
definitely.
father for who he is, but he said, you know what? I knew what it was like to not have to do this. And as a man, I don't want to do that to my child. So you can sit here and make first world arguments with seems like nice lighting. You don't seem like you've missed many meals. Congratulations. And you got all your teeth. Your hair is nice. You have not missed any of this stuff. See, I think it's interesting that, you know, maybe it's a part of what we even consider white guilt. Enjoy your money. There are people who love it. Or get rid of it. Do whatever. You're 23. Where do you live?
Outside of Atlanta.
Are you with mom and dad, or you have your own place?
I'm with them because I have a broken foot.
Well, I'm sorry, I had a broken ankle. But after your foot's not broken, are you going to go to your own place?
Yes, going to grad school.
Who's paying for that?
Myself.
Good. See, and then from that point on, here's what you really have to do. I say follow the money. After grad school and everything else, you get to decide to reject capitalism and live whatever way you want to. It's your choice, but you have that choice. There are people on the other side of Atlanta who don't have that choice.
Yeah, I'm very aware.
There you go.
My other question that I have.
We got to wrap this up because I got more people to get to.
Just what about these women that you're talking to, where you're calling them 5s and 6? Like the last woman you were talking to is.
Hold on, I'm calling them 5. Oh, excuse me. I'm calling them what they are. And often when I ask a woman to rank themselves, so don't say I called them. I ask them to rank themselves. Be accurate, young lady.
I guess.
What did I ask that last lady? No. If you're gonna do
you
this,
asked if she was aggressive.
No. The last one, the only one that got a ranking was the woman who was in Kansas, and I asked her to rank herself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I gave her a ranking. Do you not think that you have a ranking, young lady?
I wouldn't rank. Why would someone rank themselves?
I asked you, do you think you have one?
A number?
Yes. Yes. A scale of 1 to 10, you have one.
Not personally, no.
Well, I guarantee you this, you have one. Because that's how men are. We're visual. And I don't understand why you ladies think you can just remake men in your image. That's who we are. Men are visual. And women rank men based on productivity and resources. That seems to work out well for you guys. If not, why don't we all go back to cave and be hunter-gatherers? If all of this shit doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Right. Then go wander the world like Kung Fu and put it into practice. But while you're sitting up with a broke foot and insurance, I think it's pretty rich with first world problems to say all this doesn't matter when you have options and most people don't.
I understand that.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
I'm equal opportunity. What'd you think? I was going to not tell her? You're average too. See, women who are average tend to get upset with rankings. Well, I'm more than that. Well, who said you weren't? But as far as physicality, you're average. Karen and Darren are going to come after me like a mother, right? Look, ladies. Men rank. I guarantee you, if Brad, Lee, Ahmed, and Enrique and Keith could come out and tell you the truth and not fear cancel culture or complaint culture, if they could come out and say the truth without fear of retribution for losing their jobs or being kicked off campuses, you would hear men speaking more truth.